Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to video 3 of 3 of the college football bowl schedule for the 23-24 season. We are just going over the January 1st games this year, or for this specific video. So, we only got a couple. There's some good games. And yeah, we'll get into it. I'll do a more in-depth breakdown on the playoff once we get a little bit closer. But until then, let's get going. You said all January 1st games. So we start off with the ReliQuest Bowl that pins the Wisconsin Badgers against number 13 LSU Tigers. Go Tigers. LSU's only losses to Alabama, Ole Miss, and Florida State. That's the only losses they have on their schedule this year. And they looked pretty good in games other than that. I mean, they beat Grambling, who's nobody, 72-10. There was some close ones. They beat number 21 Missouri 49-39. They beat Auburn by 30. They beat Army 62-0. I mean, they can play football. They just could not match up with the top echelon of what is the toughest conference in football in the SEC. So not many people can. And then we have the Wisconsin Badgers. Wisconsin is the cut and paste same team every single year. I mean, talk about consistency. They're capable of being consistent, but it's consistently bad. They play good defense. They can run the football a little bit. But there's never any urgency. There's never any, we need to win this game. LSU went 9-3 in the SEC. Wisconsin went 7-5 in the Big Ten. And as you can see by the breakdown, LSU owns the offensive side of the ball, both pass and rush. Wisconsin owns the defensive side, both pass and rush. Edge to special teams to LSU. And the winner of this game is the LSU Tigers. I think this is another one that has the possibility to be a double-digit win, and look pretty nasty. Next up, we have the Fiesta Bowl. I am genuinely intrigued about this game. You have opposite sides of the coin. So you have the Oregon Ducks and the Liberty Flames. Oregon looked great against everyone but Washington, but they also really didn't play anyone. They didn't play anyone that was that far out of it. They beat then number 19 Colorado 42-6. They beat Utah 35-6. And I mean, they put up points in bunches, beating Cal 63-19, Arizona State 49-13. They beat the Beavers 31-7. So early in the year, they beat Portland State 81-7. Oregon can score. They're number 2 in passing yards in the nation, second in the nation in points for, and their defense isn't bad. I think that they just bring so much energy and so much hype to the Big 12 and now to the Big 10, or Pac-12 and now the Big 10. Excuse me. Liberty is a surprise in the Group of 5. They did go undefeated in the Group of 5, and they are first in the nation statistically and running the football at just about 302, 303 yards per game. So their dynamic running team, they played no one. I'll just read off some of the names: Bowling Green, Buffalo, FIU, Sam Houston, Jacksonville State, Middle Tennessee State University, Western Kentucky. Those are the caliber of teams that they played. Now, they did win pretty easily in most games. They did run the table and go 13-0. They did win their conference championship game, but they did not play a Power 5 school the entire year. Like I said, they were first in the Conference USA, and Liberty went 13-0 in Conference USA. That should be Oregon, went 11-2. I swear I changed that, and it just doesn't update or something. Not Wisconsin, Oregon went 11-2. And as we look at the breakdown, pass offense easily goes to Oregon. Liberty has rush offense. And then we get down to pass and rush defense and special teams. That goes to the Oregon Ducks. I think Liberty will keep it close for the first half, and then you'll see the talent differential start to pull away. I think Oregon wins this big. This is a must watch. I think it's intriguing. We're going to see these Group of 5 teams in the playoff next year, and this will be a good experiment in how that's going to work out. So next up, we have the Citrus Bowl, which pins the number 17 Iowa Hawkeyes against the number 21 Tennessee Volunteers. Don't watch this one. It's not worth it. So, Tennessee had a disappointing year in the SEC. They beat bad teams and lost to anyone good. And when I mean anyone good, I mean anyone good. Even remotely good. They lost to Florida, lost to Bama, Mizzou, Georgia. Caliber of the teams they beat: UConn, Kentucky, South Carolina, Virginia, which was everybody's punching bag. So there was so much hype and so much promise around them, and they just never lived up to it. Iowa, on the other hand, they always have a run defense, but the dinosaur Kurt Ferentz still has not learned how to play modern offense. It was absolutely frustrating to watch them play in the Big Ten championship game against the gross ass Wolverines. There's no question that they were hanging in with them defensively. It was a close game at half. They just literally cannot move the football. They just can't. They can't. So if you put up more than, well, yeah, it looks like if you put up more than 20, you can beat them. So Tennessee will definitely put up more than 20. So Michigan State 26-16. Michigan State's terrible this year. Beat Purdue 20-14. They beat Wisconsin 15-6 in a snooze fest. Beat Northwestern 10-7. Illinois 15-13. I mean, it's boring just reading off their scores. I mean, they don't. To give you a comparison, their quarterback only had 1,000 yards passing on the season. Their quarterback had 1,000 yards passing. They're ranked 130th in passing yards, 109th in rushing yards. So they just don't play offense. But Tennessee went 8-4 this year in the SEC. Iowa went 10-3 in the Big Ten. As you can see, the offense belongs to Tennessee because Iowa has none. Slight edge to pass defense for Tennessee. It was close, but slight edge. Iowa has the edge in rush defense because if you're going to do something, why not be good at it? It's the only thing they can do. Tennessee has special teams locked down because, again, Iowa can't move the football ever. And the winner is going to be the Tennessee Volunteers. I think this is going to be a snooze fest. I think watch the Big Ten championship game and take maybe 10 points off the final score. And that's what this one will look like. This is going to be a bad one. Oops, and I didn't even say when it was. This game is Monday, January 1st at 1 p.m. Eastern at Camping World Stadium in sunny Orlando. Now we get to the college football playoff. Obviously, a meeting must watch. Rose Bowl pins the number 4 Alabama Crimson Tide against the number 1 Michigan Gross. I don't know why Michigan's logo's upside down. Strange things happen when you're tired. Bama's only loss came to playoff team Texas. They beat number 1 Georgia and gained momentum during the year. They started off kind of slow. I mean, 17-3 over South Florida. But then when Alabama gets rolling, they are tough to stop. So, a couple of the last games, they beat LSU 42-28, Kentucky 49-21, Chattanooga 66-10, and they beat Auburn in the Iron Bowl 27-24, an exciting game. Michigan sucks, and this will get stripped away when the NCAA punishes them for sign stealing and cheating. If this is your first time here, I hate University of Michigan deeply. Michigan cheated to a record of 13-0 this year in the Big Ten, and the other person they beat was a poor Ohio State team. And the Roll Tides of Alabama went 12-1 with their only loss to playoff team Texas. As you can see by the breakdown, pulling no punches here. I think for sure Alabama has the edge in both rush and pass offense, rush and pass defense, special teams, and the winner by triple digits, Alabama Roll Tide. God, I hope so. Monday, January 1st at 5 p.m. Eastern at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California. And the last game on the slate, another meeting must watch, of course, the Rose Bowl. Pitting the number 3 Texas Longhorns against the number 2 Washington Huskies. I think this is going to be a better game. It's going to be closer. You have, I think, more closely matched opponents. Washington can score in a hurry. We saw that all season. When they needed points, they can go get them. It was actually incredibly impressive to see. They did. When they needed points, it wasn't even a question. They had them. They hung big, gaudy numbers in every game, but the Arizona State game, that was 15-7, but every other one is, 42-30, 52-42, 35-28. So they don't have much of a defense, and I've been critical all year because they do not do a very good job rushing the football. However, they're first in the nation in passing yards with 343.8 per game. And like I said, they can score quickly, impressively quickly. Texas has one loss. I consider it a fluke loss. I really do. I did watch that game, the Texas-Oklahoma game. I mean, that one could have literally went either way. They also beat Alabama, number 3 Alabama, 34-24 in early season. I still think Florida State should be in over them. And there's concern because their star wide receiver, Worthy, had an injury at the end of the Big 12 championship game, and it remains to be seen if he's going to be there or not to help the team. Washington went 13-0 and won the Pac-12. Texas went 12-1 and won the Big 12. Like I said, they're pretty evenly matched, honestly. I think this is going to be a good game. Different styles, certainly, but I think it ends up being a really good game. Pass offense goes to Washington, hands down. Rush offense, slight edge to Texas. Same with the defenses. Pass defense goes to Washington, slight edge, and rush defense, slight edge to Texas. Their special teams are really, really probably the closest to even that we've had so far. And I think the winner is the Fighting Michael Penix Jr.'s. Give me Washington. I think this is a high-scoring game. I think it's an exciting game. And I think it's a Washington win, sending them to the national championship. I have 45-42 Washington. This game will take place Monday, January 1st at 8:45 Eastern from the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. And ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the bowl schedule. Please check out the other videos. Please give this a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more. Like I said, when it gets a little bit closer, I will put out a video breaking down a little bit more of the college football playoff. Because I think it's always the best time of the year to watch college football and bowl games and playoffs. So, once again, that's going to be it from me. Thanks for watching. Please hit those buttons on your way out, and we'll catch you next time. Take care, everybody.